So, how do you vibrate high? It's a question you get asked a lot of times, but few people know the answer. Because the answer is really as simple as it gets. You gotta just give it to yourself. It's a gift. Vibrating high is a gift you give it to yourself. But you get to this gift when you really find out who you truly are. Like I said before, authenticity is the highest vibration. So tune into who you are at your core. That's how you vibrate the highest. So in order to do this, you have to really make sure you get all the stuff about life away so you can be still and have that vision of who you are, because it's already inside of you. All you gotta do is pull it out. So number one, like I said, silence. And the reason why silence is so important is because, like in Proverbs, it says, "Be still and know I am." And this is so important because it gives the knowledge and the insight to saying you have the intention of what you want to create, but before anything can be created, you have to first give space for the creation to be created. This is why it's so important to have a planning phase, having a vision phase, having that visionary mind of yours, because that is what pulls out from the frequency of what you already have. Like anytime I try to, I say time travel, I think of how I feel internally upon completing the goal I have. I close my eyes, I feel that emotion, and I pull all the information back down from the person, the version of me has completed that thing already. And it's so amazing because once you do this, you get ideas, you get, situations, and then you find yourself just doing things that align with that version. But in order to get those inputs, you have to first get to that point where you're already there mentally. So that's why I preach silence is so important. I preach about like 20 to 30 minutes of daily silence. The earlier the better. You don't want to really blast music, you don't want to really scroll on your phone. You want to wake up and think of your brain as like a honing device. And you say, God, what should I unpack right now? And just wait, give your mind space. And ideas will start to flood to you. Information will come to you. You're like, I should do this, I should do that. And follow that. That's the intuition. So the next step I'll talk about after silence, the most important thing is having that creator POV. As you see over here, I got the director camera. It's recording because life is always a creation aspect of it all. So once you realize this, you get to tap into your creative ability. You're not really consuming as much in terms of content, other people's things, because you're getting inspiration from it, but you're more tied in with creating, and that's the most important thing. It's all about that creation. Because you realize how life works, there's more consumers than creators. So in order to put yourself in position to have the most amount of success, you have to say, hey, I'm not going to be consuming. Instead, I'm going to be creating more I consume. And that's when life starts to take off, because you're tied into your purpose and you're not really just feeding doom scrolling just off of sheer boredom. Because that's the trap within itself, is like 2025 life is on autopilot for most people who set themselves up financially. So because of that, it's like, if you're not creating anything, all you can do is consume. And consuming is only fun when it's a short period of time. Like, you can eat pizza, but after like the 10th slice, you don't want to consume no more. But people just do this every day with social media. They wake up, scroll. Before they go to bed, scroll. They're mad, scroll. They're happy, scroll. It's like everything is a scroll. And we're not even talking about like an ancient mystery or something like that. It's actually wild when you think about it. So yeah, having that creative point of view lets you tie in with your thoughts, your beliefs, and see how that transfers to reality. So once you understand that, you really pay close attention to the thoughts you think conversations you entertain, and the people you have around you, because you realize how sensitive frequency can be when you're trying to match a state that you're not currently in. Because it's all about matching the state and staying in it until reality bends to your will. But now a lot of people are able to maintain this frequency because they inevitably let life get the best of them. They backslide. They think it's supposed to be a hard process, so they give themselves setback into setback. But half of life is getting out your own way. So once you learn to get your own way, life takes off. I'll talk about having that calm, that poised demeanor about yourself, because that just portrays so much confidence, because you know what you want to create and you're walking in alignment towards that. So you're not stressed, you're not angry, you're not giving a bunch of emotion spurts out for no reason. Like, you're about to complete your mission. Like, either you can complete the mission or it's gonna be a setback, which you learn, which leads to you completing your mission. So it gets to a point where like you have this soft demeanor by yourself of like just total confidence in knowing that, hey, I'm walking towards my goals and dreams. I'm not really worried about, hey, like, how do I look? Are people doing this, doing that? You're like, I'm just setting out what I wanted to do. So yeah. And another quick point, I realized the higher social groups in terms of like socioeconomic standards I find myself in, the more you end up waiting. The more you have time just to be chilling and calm. Everything is like a service. Like, the food's on its way, the house is already clean. Waiting for this next excursion or whatever. So spend a lot of time just thinking, just pondering, and this is why I say it's always smart to train your mind more than train your body. Like, the physical is important, that does apply. Like, a lot of the gym is a lot of mental games, but in terms of just the sheer amount of force being put out, it's always the mind. It's always the mind. Like, your mind's gonna make you more money than your muscles could ever. Swinging that hammer is like, you're gonna swing on the hammer so hard, but you think of ways of saying, hey, let's employ 1,000 people and swing the hammer this way and let's get these results. It gets pretty simple. So poise, confidence is so important, because that's half of life. Like, if you walk in with confidence and walk with poise, life oftentimes gets out of your way. And this is what you want, essentially. Like, you don't want to be wasting too much time overthinking, stressing. That's just emotional energy, because everything you have, you're constantly manifesting. So if you're putting a lot of attention on fear, you're only going to attract that fear. But if you have, that's what faith is. Fear is just the opposite of it. But faith is in a positive direction, better and onwards. So knowing what it says in the scripture, knowing that path of person with God is like a shining light getting ever brighter. It's like, that means life's always going to be better. Like, it's going to be better tomorrow than yesterday. Once you know this and you believe this deeply, you really can't lose. There's really blessings and then there's lessons. And this is a next simple point, is quality always. Like, once you start to vibrate higher, you don't have any type of tolerance for anything but quality. In terms of just routines, having like really successful routines, set yourself up to have like a really good workout, a really good start to your day, a really good nighttime routine. You're so essential. You're so locked into your rituals and your quality of just your lifestyle. Like, you eat the best foods, you get the best hydration. You're really locking in with these things, as above, so below. So you're feeding yourself good things so you can put out good things in the world also. You're not really going clubbing all the time, because you realize, clubbing is fun, but it's only fun because this is a waste of time, resources, and health, because you're poisoning yourself. But
it's the funny thing about it is like you're winning so much you can afford to do that. That's why the club is fun. But for people who aren't winning enough to do that and do that in debt, that is like, hey, what are you doing? Like, keep it abandoned. Like, go in the club celebrating what? Celebrate working 40 hours at a job you don't like, just so you can go back and do it again. Like, Proverbs 31, it says, Lamel, leave the drink for the people who have hard lives. Like, let the beer be for the people who want to forget about their current turmoil. Like, just let it be for them. Like, kids don't do this. And this is how you got to operate as a young man or young woman in this world. Is like, you got to be on that Q mentality. Like, I'm not over here pushing myself just because I don't like how I'm living. How about if I don't like how I'm living, I make how I'm living something I love? Because nowadays, every day is like a blessing. I'm walking in answer prayers, so I really can't have a bad day. Yeah, I can't lie to myself too. And going on with this, the last thing I'll say is, when you're vibrating high, everything is like a ritual almost. What do you mean by this? Ritual? That's ritual. Yes. Like a hard ritual. So pretty much everything gets to a point where is methodical, is planned. You're not really spending too much time just in la la land. So in terms of your gym routine, in terms of your eating schedule, in terms of like just the things you do, your non-negotiables, you realize the importance of each moment and you treat it like it's, like it's a birth or is a marriage. Everything is so powerful, everything is so scripted, everything is so like beautiful because it's like you intended for it to be that way. Dinners are just the best things too because you're like, oh, it's a celebration. It's a come together. Let's conversate. Let's have like-minded conversation. So that's 5 ways you can know you're vibrating high, and these are the keys to help you vibrate even higher if you aren't applying these already. So yeah, let me know what y'all think. Let me work on these videos. So stay tuned. Peace.
So in case y'all didn't see it, I got the done list. Instead of doing to-do list, you have the done list, self-player. And everything's a cycle. A lot of people get caught up in the wrong cycles. But once you're going towards better and better, it starts to be a cycle. Like you get to a point where you just can't lose. You're really getting lessons and blessings and you learn it. And the light bulb, vibrating high, vibrating bright, you realize you get magnetic. You get so magnetic when you're vibrating high because like things that don't happen for other people happen to you all the time. Like the other day I went to a restaurant, had a meal, to the person, I'm about to walk out. He says, hold on, let me give you a free shot in the house. Give me and my friends some shots in the house. And I'm like, I know this doesn't happen to anybody. But just because like what we gave out, the energy we gave out, just the positivity we brought to the place, like we walked in, heads started turning and everything. And people are like, okay, like they understand somebody who's put a lot of energy in themselves. That's somebody who vibrates high. That's the definition of vibrating high. Putting energy into yourself. I put so much energy in myself. I walk in, and I'm a spectacle. People are like, "Oh, who's that?" Like, I know he's wearing just like a basic shirt, but it's like, I can tell he's one of them. Somebody vibrates high. That's how it goes. And we got the flow. Life is a cycle of sorts. There's ups, there's downs. But the higher you vibrate, the less you let the downs pull you down, because you realize the downs are all leading to the ups. So it's just the law of duality. You can't have the good without the bad. So anytime there's a good situation, the inevitable bad situation is coming at some point, but people give bad situations so much more power, so much more weight than the good ones, that they always write the down ones downhill. Never run the good things uphill. So get to a point where you always write the good things uphill, and it's like, it's so true, it gets so magnetic. It's so amazing. You walk in and you're like, wow, like everything is what I want. Like I'm attracting everything I'm talking about because I've been focusing on what I want. I know what I want, I have clarity. So I see the opportunity, go get it. Or it just comes to me. Simple as that. Let's get it, y'all.